Hey guys, welcome to the Raw Review starring me, azzgeek, and I hope you're all well. And this was the 20th anniversary of Raw. Yeah, we got a few surprises in this Raw and quite a bit of disappointment. I know a lot of people in the YWC, are quite disappointed with this Raw, and I don't blame them. I mean, I was quite disappointed as well, but we'll get down to that in the review, shall we? So let's start. So to start off the show, we had this montage of all the Raw opening scenes, sorry. So the actual opening credits, and they all put that together. You got the stuff from the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, and the PG Era, which we're in now. Yeah, they could combine that and make a montage. It was really nice, I think. It was a really nice touch, to start off this 20th anniversary of Raw. Celebrating, 20 years. 1993 is where it debuted, and it's still happening right now in 2013, and that's a major success. You gotta give credit to the WWE for that, definitely. So we start off with the show, and Mr. McMahon opens up the show. I mean, this was really suitable because 1993 on Raw, Mr. McMahon opened the show, and on the 20th anniversary, Mr. McMahon, the chairman of the WWE, opens up the show. It was suitable, and he should have opened it. I don't think anyone else could have opened it except for Vince McMahon. He comes down, hypes up the show, 20 years, says thank you and all that to the fans. So it was nicely done. You have Big Show interrupting. Now this was a strange choice as well. It was a strange choice, but I get why they chose Big Show. He's been in the WWE for quite some time now, and Mr. McMahon and Big Show have had some history together as well, in the history. So he comes down. Basically, he wants Del Rio. He wants Del Rio to be stripped. Vince McMahon won't allow that. You then have Del Rio, who then comes down. He wants to settle things tonight. He wants the rematch tonight. Yeah, I didn't really understand that. I don't know. I thought the Big Show would want it now, but obviously he doesn't, and he wants the rematch at Royal Rumble, which is no surprise really. Then you have Ricardo Rodriguez gets out this confetti out and throws it on Big Show. He gets a little angry. And then you have Del Rio, who sends him running. I'm thinking Big Show, the Giants. And then he just sends off running because of Del Rio. I don't know. In my opinion, I'm not buying it. I really aren't. With Del Rio's babyface, obviously because of the aristocrat, the Mexican fan base, they want a big babyface for that fan base. So I get why they've done the face change. Sorry, but he sends Big Show running up. I'm really not sure why. Come to the Miz TV segment, and this was a really nice touch to this show, definitely. Now there was one thing I did like about this, a bit of a tease actually at the start. The Miz comes down, welcome back to Miz TV, and he actually goes, can you guess who my guest is? And he goes, whoa! That was a terrible wee, by the way. We'll go again. Whoa! And then does the strut. That was a bit bad. Does the struts. We get an advert. Then we come back. Ric Flair comes down. Great reception for him. He gets quite a big pop as well with the whoas, and I just love Ric Flair. I really do. I love seeing him back. Definitely, really nice. He comes down to the ring. We have a nice chat with Miz and Ric Flair. Ric Flair talks about the past. Well, he doesn't talk much about the past, but he actually says that he cannot wait for the day when Ryback goes over the Shield. So, they're teasing something there, maybe. I don't know. But we then have Antonio Cesaro comes down, and he comes down with the United States flag. It looks like they've gone away from this I can speak in 5 different languages. Hello, konnichiwa, hola, and I don't know what the next hello is. I don't know how you say hello in a different country. But yeah, that's 4. But with Antonio Cesaro, it's 5. It is 5, the big 5. And he comes down, mocks the US. Then you have Ric Flair, who actually starts to fight with Antonio Cesaro. This is how we do it in America and in the US. And you then have the Miz joins in. They beat down on Cesaro, and then you have some great moment here. You have a really great moment here. You have the Miz He actually does the figure 4 lock as Ric Flair told him to. You know, the announcers actually, the commentators, sorry, they announced, well, they actually picked up on about this change of the torch or something, and you know, it was a really nice moment because you have Ric Flair, you know, and a newer talent as of Miz, and it's like the passing the torch. It was a really nice moment, really nice moment. You have Ric Flair strutting around the ring, doing his elbow drops on the clothes. This was really nice segment. Really nice segment. You know, and then that ends the show. That ends the segment. And I thought this was a really nice segment. So after that, we come to another match, and this was Daniel Bryan versus Cody Rhodes again, going back with the Sandow and Kane match. It was pretty much the same. Daniel Bryan goes over in this match, so I do feel as though the Rhodes Scholars need to win a Royal Rumble, and I think they will, maybe to get their redemption. After that, we have the last match of the show. We have John Cena and Dolph Ziggler. Oh boy! Oh boy! If you don't like me ranting, then just skip this part. I'll talk after that. I'll talk about something a bit more positive, and that'll be the Rock concert. Sorry, but this one, if you don't like me ranting, just skip this, please, seriously. We have a cage match between Dolph Ziggler and the John Cena. Now, I will credit this match. I really will credit this match. It was a great match. It was a really nice match. Yes, we've seen it before. But it was a really nice match. Nice. It was a well-worked match. Some good in-ring action. We had some good interactions with AJ. And we had some good interactions with Big E Langston. Big E Langston, you know, with the chair, stopping Cena getting away from that steel cage and escaping. You have AJ climbing up. You have Dolph Ziggler, by the way, hitting all these moves. Hitting his finisher off a DDT from the top rope. Just a 2 for Cena. Just a 2. You then have John Cena performing the attitude adjustment on Dolph Ziggler. He then goes for the pin. He then gets 1. He then gets 2. He then gets a 3. And wins the goddamn fucking match. Are you fucking kidding me, WWE? Way to bury Dolph Ziggler. Absolute disgraceful. Absolute disgraceful. What are you thinking? You have a new star of Dolph Ziggler. He's holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. Hell, I even forgot that. I even forgot he was holding that Money in the Bank briefcase. And they have John Cena going over in this match. He went over last week. It was pretty much a repeat from last week. So we would make John Cena even more stronger. Going to the Royal Rumble. You know, you have some people going, oh, John Cena's really good. And they actually defend John Cena. But, you know, the people who hate John Cena, I can see why. And this is a great example. Absolute stupid. And I understand why they call him Super Cena. This is just a prime example of why people call him Super Cena. Big E Langston. Big E Langston. This guy's huge. Absolutely huge. Who in their right mind will try and face the guy and get over him? John Cena can. Oh, he can go over him in this steel cage match. I know he wasn't against him, but he overcome that obstacle of when Big E Langston got in that ring. He got in the ring, for God's sake. He was hitting chairs, and no, doesn't help. John Cena still goes over. You have Dolph Ziggler hitting all these moves. John Cena won't get the free... Well, he will not stay down for that free count. And you have John Cena producing that one attitude adjustment, just that one, and gets the pin on Dolph Ziggler. So Dolph Ziggler can't kick out of John Cena's finisher, but John Cena can kick out of Dolph Ziggler's finisher. What a disgrace. What a complete disgrace. I've had enough of John Cena, I really have. I don't get this. John Cena used to be your future. You know, back in 2004, 2005, maybe 2006, you know, he was your future. And right now, he's not your future. You know, he'll have to quit sometime down the line. You have Dolph Ziggler. He is the future of the damn WWE, whether you like it or not. You know, I like Dolph Ziggler. You know, I don't jizz about him, but I like Dolph Ziggler. And he is the future of the WWE. Unless if he moves to TNA, which I'm damn well... I wouldn't give two shits. I really wouldn't. Hell, if he went TNA, I reckon he'd do much better than what he's doing in WWE right now. Jobbing. Pathetic stuff. Absolute stupid. You know what? Move on. I've had enough of this talk. Sorry about my rant there, but I had to get it out. I really did have to get it out. But we come on to something more positive. Much more positive. So, this was good. The Rock concert, yeah. Rock comes down, you know, gets a huge pop. Sings songs about Paul Heyman. Sings a song to Vicky Guerrero. That was a really nice touch there. I like that because actually in a backstage segment which we had on Raw, we previously on this show we had Mick Foley, Rock and Sock Connection. You know, bit of tease for that. You have Vicky Guerrero and they had a little bit a bit of a muffle there. The Rock goes back to that on this concert and he performs a song for Vicky Guerrero. It was really nice and really nice touch to that. And after that, you have The Rock. Then he says, "I want this person to come down," and it is CM Punk. So obviously that was going to bound to happen. You have CM Punk who comes down, and Rock sings about him. And I think CM Punk's had enough. And what you actually get in this, you actually have the CM Punk who runs down to The Rock, and they actually have a brawl. And you know, you have all the trainers and referees come down, breaking up the fight. So it felt really good. It felt real. I think that was a really good segment. I'm not trying to criticise this too much, okay? I'm not trying to criticise it too much. Big fan by The Rock, by the way. Real big fan. He was my hero when I was small. When I was younger, he was my hero. I'm not kidding. And but a little bit of a criticism is I felt Rock maybe could have done a better job with this Rock concert. It didn't feel. I'm not sure if this is just me, but I felt it could have been a bit more improvement. It could have been more improvement. I know what Rock's done in the past, you know. I thought he could have done a bit better in this segment, in this Rock concert. But after the Rock concert, you know, the brawl fighting out. It was really interesting because you have CM Punk. And I've just remembered that I forgot to mention about a match, and that was CM Punk versus Brodus Clay. By the way, CM Punk won that match, and after that, he talks on the mic. Really good work there, by the way, CM Punk. Go back to the Rock segment and CM Punk. You have CM Punk attacking and Rock. You know, that's just a brawl, big brawl, and it felt real. And that's what I felt this feud needed. You know, it really did need this. Really did need this factor. You know, of realism. It really does spark up a feud, and it makes viewers really interested and involved with that product and that match, that feud, and that's building up to Royal Rumble. We've also got next week as well, and it's going to feel special at Royal Rumble. It really will. I feel it's going to be a special night for Rock and CM Punk. Overall, it's going to be a special night as well because it's the Royal Rumble Big 4 pay-per-view right there. But what I did find interesting in this is CM Punk actually ran to The Rock and brawled with him. As of late, we've had CM Punk running away from Ryback, you know, running away from these tasks and these missions he's meant to get over. Missions, I don't know what I was thinking saying that, but all these like tasks he's got to overcome, and CM Punk now runs to The Rock and fights him. You know, you've had CM Punk, you know, running away from Ryback, and it looks like maybe they might be doing a new move with CM Punk. I don't know, but it felt much better, a better repackage of CM Punk in my opinion, definitely. Because heels, you know, they are dominant. They really are dominant. They are a big factor of a wrestling company. The heels, as as much as heel heat as possible, you know, and you're meant to make them really, really strong so that the babyfaces can overcome that obstacle. And I do like this I'll say a little bit of a little repackage of CM Punk. I think it's really nice to see. And that is your Raw review. Looking at the show, it was the 20th anniversary of the show, so maybe we should have had some more of the past superstars, you know. There's loads to be rumoured. You know, all we saw was Mick Foley, Rock, which obviously, and Ric Flair. They're just three really big names who returned, or just, you know, made an appearance, like The Rock, because he's a part-time wrestler. But I felt maybe because it's a 20th anniversary, maybe we could have and should have had, you know, some superstars involved. Maybe in some stipulations. But remember when Wade Barrett versus Santino and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was with Santino? Maybe they could have a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, you know, in that match between Barrett and Orton. You know, there's just an example there. And you're also focusing on the newer talent as well. But you're also involved in that older talent there. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, you know, a legendary there, a legend. A legendary name as I was going to say, but a legend right there. But, you know, that's just an example for me, you know, in my opinion. And I thought they could have done that. But, you know, it's gone now. That's the 20th anniversary of Raw. So that's my Raw review then, guys. So I hope you enjoyed, you know. Please don't forget to comment down below. You know, share your thoughts on this 20th anniversary of Raw. You know, let me know what you thought of the show. Should have they had more of the older talent on this show? You know, included them a bit more and had them on the show. You know, share your thoughts as well on this. Just share your thoughts. Why not? But I hope you enjoy, guys. And until next time. See ya.